Okay, so the people start to come here to Medellin in the 1950s, 1960s to move from towns because many people were have to abandon the farms and the towns by the guerrillas. So the guerrillas for the families because they will want to have the farms and they kill the father. For example, they kill the father of that family and then they say to the mother, okay, you have 1 day. If you don't leave the farm, I kill all your family. So the mother moved with the 10 kids or more because they used to have a big family to the close city, Medellin, Bogota, even Cali. And we passed from 300,000 people to 1,100,000 people. Or it's called desplazados. Desplazados is people that have to abandon the farm or the town to move looking for a better place. So a single mother or a widow mother without money because she didn't bring the animals, she cannot bring the growing cultivation, so she have to start again in the city and she couldn't live in the good area like here. So she have to make a little house in the top of the mountains in the barrios. That's the reason that we have many barrios surrounded. And they start to make that. And in that reason, they find another violence here, Pablo Escobar. So Pablo Escobar took advantage of that, and he started to train the kids as a killers. He used to pay 1 million pesos, that is like $260, and he paid that for as a salary. That is the less that is more than the salary now in this moment. So imagine 30, 35 years ago was a big quantity of money. And he used to pay 1 million pesos for a policeman death. So that's the reason that I start to put the bombs, because if you put a bomb in a police station, so and you kill 5 policemen, you get 5 million pesos. And if the policeman has a higher rank is okay. So they get more money. Okay, so it was a colonel or somebody, so they pay more. So in that moment, he took all the children as a killers. Even he bring a person that trained the guys, and he used to turn the ladies as a prepaid ladies, like the prostitutes. Used to pay the plastic surgeries, everything. What happened? In the barrios used to be the invisible borders. You couldn't cross without permission to that place, because if you go to a barrio and you saw a children, you couldn't believe that he was a killer. Okay? He used to give free taxis. You know, so many people say, no, he was good because he gave me a taxi. But what happened with the taxi driver? He had to listen everything what you talk. And if you talk something bad about Pablo, the taxi driver take to him, because he was like a watcher. Mm-hmm. Was the watcher. So in that moment, imagine I moved from one violence in the town and I moved here to the city with another violence. In 1993, Pablo was killed. So many people believe, oh, that's finished. But no, imagine a guy receiving 1 million pesos in that moment, that the basic salary could be 200,000 pesos. So nobody will want to start. What they make criminal bands. They make groups. And they were trying to be the next Pablo. In that moment, in 2000, the guerrilla took control of the city in the Comuna 13. They entered from the Pacific and they took that area. The guerrilla and the narcos used to work together. The narcos support the guerrilla. Why? Because the guerrilla have the land, but the narcos used to have the money. So the guerrilla took that place, and they make another group that was the paramilitares. The paramilitares was the group looking for guerrilla. So we used to have criminal bands, we used to have guerrilla. The guerrilla is not only the FARC, was ELN, was M19, different groups, okay? And we have the criminal bands and we have the paramilitares. So the paramilitares were guys, normal guys, looking for guerrilla. So in that moment, The guerrilla do the same as Pablo. Okay, I'm gonna give you a free house. I'm gonna make a good road, but nothing is for free. How you pay? You pay with your children. So again, you give your children. They train the children as a militaris, and they take the ladies. If you have a free house, in the time of Pablo, they used to make laboratories inside the house. In the time of the guerrilla, they used to kidnap people and put inside their houses. What happens if you say no? You could be killed for that. So everybody have to do what the guerrilla says. When the government knows that the Comuna 13 was full of guerrilla, what happened if I was in a house taking care of guns or something? They say, you are guerrilla. You are part of the guerrilla. Or if you see a children training as a military, oh, that guy is part of the guerrilla. So the government sent to bombing all that area in 2002. In 2002, October 16, they make a big operation that was called the Orion Operation. Was bombing for 2 nights and 3 days with 2 Black Hawk helicopters and like 2,000 militaries. Between militaries and paramilitaries, they bombed all that area. At the 3rd day, a lady had the idea to put a white blanket outside to say, please stop. Please stop, because we have a lot of dead people. We have a lot of suffering people. We need to take people to the hospitals. You know what they do? They took all the bodies and they put in the top of the mountain, and it's the biggest massive grave that we have in Latin America. It has more than 300 bodies over there. In that moment, the guerrilla get out, so we don't have guerrilla in the city, because the guerrilla used to work outside of the city. But in that moment, they were trying to enter here. Then in 2012, they make the escalators in the barrio. And in 2000, Medellin started the program, the transformation of Medellin. So we start to change violence by art, education, culture, and sports. And the idea, because at the beginning, we tried to change the mind of adults, but it's difficult. So they tried with children. And it's working. It's working, and I think that we need to continue working on that. But I'm very happy that the people stay here, because before we couldn't stay like now here sitting or drinking a coffee, because even us, we were afraid to stay outside or to see a car or a motorcycle. So it's a big change that we have now. It's nice.